Welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked. We're not quite overbooked yet. We're just in a triple threat mode. That may change momentarily. I am your host, Joker's Voice. We're going to go around the panel and introduce everybody. To my stage right, he's the co-pilot of the show. He's my partner on the show. He still has a job despite the horribly bad takes he gives. And that is the one, the only, the talented LeftEyeEgo. Ego, how are you, sir?
I am doing great. Brad, you're not the only person that is an attorney here, because today I got mistaken for a Nigerian immigration attorney. So it looks like I've got an additional job. Yeah, I have no idea. Dallas is a weird place sometimes. Very weird. Otherwise, I'm doing great.
Wait, hold on. Were they saying you were a Nigerian?
She asked if I was
an immigration attorney focusing on Nigeria.
Apparently she's trying to get a Nigerian friend over to the United States, and she contacted a Nigerian official that was going to be an attorney for her and thought it was me. Don't know why. I was in full scrubs, like I was going to go to work. Dallas is weird.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We do have doctors. We are juris doctors. So
see,
we should wear scrubs. We should wear scrubs to work.
You should. I was just mad that I almost told her no in a Nigerian accent. Why do you think that is that? I am not the attorney. I really it was this close to doing it. I should have
asked for money to. You should have asked for money.
Wow. And that, of course, we are speaking to is our legal expert, Mr. Bradley Burnett, who is free from watching horribly bad. Oh, dear God in heaven, Jacob, you have outdone yourself in these pictures. Oh my goodness, I may show these later. Never mind. It's from watching bad superhero shows to watching bad Star Wars movies. It is the Duke Devil 95. Bradley Burnett, how are you, sir?
Trepidatiously awaiting 60 days from now the return of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Oh. How about you?
Does anyone? I mean, are we the only ones that still remember the Nigerian Prince email jokes? I mean, yes. I can't imagine kids remember that these days.
Probably not.
Why not?
And we do have some folks in the chat already showing up. Is Mr. Fractured Filter? Hello, chat. Make sure to smash that like button. And yes, we'll talk about those likes in just a second. Our wrench among wrenches, Mr. Jacob Ironside here. Also from Huntsville, Alabama, it is Keely Chow. Roll Tide, sir. Roll Tide. We've also got Mr. Eric Douglas. He made it. Thank you, sir, for making it. And apparently, Fractured also remembers the Nigerian prince.
Yeah, because he fell for it. That was a shame.
There it is. And wow, we are just going to start off. We're just going to start off hot. Here we go.
Fatality.
I got a couple banked. Don't worry.
Oh boy, here we go. So, as we said, as Fractured said, make sure to smash that like button. We have a goal of every show. We missed it by just a couple last week, and that is our minimum goal to start the show off with a dozen likes. We will get to talk to Momo then. We didn't get to talk to Momo last week. We love talking to Momo here. And we get these special segments when we reach these goals. And so, again, as you're hitting that thumbs up button, which is free to engage the show, I'm looking right now over here. We're looking at about 8 or 9 likes. So we're already well on our way to that dozen like goal. But if you look a little further down in the description, you will see that we all have links to our socials. We all have YouTube channels as there where we would like your likes, your eyeballs to watch our content, rack up those watch hours, and of course, you to subscribe to everyone else's channel. So if you don't mind, folks,
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
And I guess Fractured took to your little comment there.
Don't worry, I got stuff in store for him too.
Oh boy, here we go. Strange new worms. R.I.P. Clobby. Wow. Okay. So we're going to talk about a couple things here, and we're going to start off with a topic we don't normally discuss here because frankly, we don't watch the product a lot, but there was some stuff in the news the other day, and that is kind of the state of AEW. Now, just recently over the weekend, they ran their pay-per-view Double or Nothing, which if I'm correct, that was the first pay-per-view that was under the AEW name. And then they adopted All In, which was their first All Elite with the Bucks and Cody and Kenny. That was their first big pay-per-view. But this was the first under the actual company. And for everything I have heard, it was a fantastic show. MJF regained his title. The opening match was FTR versus Cage and Copeland. And where Christian and Edge, after 25 years, held tag team gold again. And then I'd heard that the match of the night for the International Championship was Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. I've seen some of the stuff from fans in the crowd. It looked like a good hard hitting match. But I want to talk about a few things here. Tony Khan was in a presser not too long ago, where Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics asked him pretty much point blank, is AEW profitable? And Tony Khan said, well, that's a great question. We have generated more revenue than we did last year, and last year was more than the year before. Talking about how much revenue that they have generated, which really didn't answer the question, but by not answering, I believe he answered the question. We have seen, there we go. So he's finally here. The infinite, elevating Terminator, Matt the Unbearable 73. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Sorry for the delay. I had a little medical thing.
That's what I thought. No worries. So we're talking AEW here. They, like I said, Double or Nothing was this past Sunday, and from everything I heard, it was a fantastic show.
Yeah, I saw some clips.
And then I was talking about. Then I led it into this press conference that Tony Khan had, where he was asked by Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, is AEW profitable? And Tony Khan was talking about all the revenue that they've generated. Revenue. We've been in this genre space long enough, and hearing people on, especially if you've ever watched Valiant Renegade, and when he has earnings calls, if someone's just talking about revenue, they're not talking about profits. So I think it's safe to assume AEW, after 6 years, is still in the red as far as a company goes. And this would make sense. Tony has a huge roster, and he pays a lot of folks to just stay at home. So on this point here, Brad, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, thank you for not understanding math, Joker. And I will just bring up the most recent event that happened. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie came out this week. It is reported the cost to make a production budget was $165,000. This weekend. That's a lot. But fortunately, this weekend, worldwide, it made almost $174 million. So it is a profit. Clearly, it's making money. I don't see what the problem is. Also, very much lawyer speak. You said revenue. You changed the question.
Right.
So we made more last year than we did this year. We made more revenue. That means you sold more stuff, but that doesn't talk about how much you spent.
Correct.
It's almost like the government saying, "Oh, we've reduced the deficit." That just means you're not spending as much. You haven't reduced the debt.
Correct.
So it's double speak. It's a bunch of bunk. We all know this is Tony Khan's chest of toys.
Okay. Matt, your thought on Tony Khan's non-answer answer?
Basically, building on what Brad said, I don't think AEW for the last couple of years is turning a profit, or if it's like a minuscule, like 0.5% in a given year. I think it's more likely running in the red. I don't think Tony Khan cares because it's like his personal thing. And we know that his family could run 10 AEWs if they wanted to, you know. I would like to see, given the level of work the talent is capable of, I would like to see him try to grow the business in a way that it's self-sustaining, just to show it can be done, you know.
Right.
So,
And I think this goes back to, even though we may not watch the product, we want AEW to be successful. Competition just makes it better for everyone, because when there's one name that controls everything, it can get really bad. Case in point, the 2000s and the 2010s, when Vince McMahon pretty much owned everything. So, Ego, your thoughts on, again, Tony Khan's non-answer answer?
On the one hand, it's like, what can you say if someone asks if you're profitable? You can't say, no, we're not profitable. You kind of have to say yes. But if you're going to say yes, like, hey, we've got year-over-year growth of like 3 or 4%, like something that seems at least somewhat substantial. And if you just say, oh, we're more profitable than we were the year before that, year before that, it's like, well, by how much are we talking about profitability here? I mean, if you're going to give us an answer, can you give us at least a percentage, something
Number,
that people
a
can hold
number.
on to? A hard number. I mean, we know that certain things might not be available to the public like that, but if you can give just a number, we might be able to hold on to that. So if you can't give me a number and just say we're more profitable year over year, I've heard corporations talk about that and then go under like 2 years after that.
Correct.
So I mean, yeah, I just wish you'd have given a more of a hard line number. That's all.
And then the AEW's biggest star they have, MJF, was recently on with Ariel Hawani, and Ariel was kind of pressing what's in the future for the company. Now, MJF gave a great interview. He's very much MJF. He'll put over people while still being in his own persona. I like the fact that he's just genuine. He is who he is. A part that I really liked was he was saying, I want to be one of the greatest of all time who's never been in WWE. And I like that. I mean, because he seemingly knows his worth. But when they were talking about, Ariel was bringing up the inevitable future when this purchase, this transition, this absorbing of Warner Brothers Discovery to Skydance Paramount. Now, we all know that Paramount is partnered with TKO with the UFC. 7-year, $7 billion contract. That's a lot of money. It's a little bit.
Just a skosh.
Now, this is significant because right now Warner Brothers Discovery is holds the media rights for AEW. Now, they have said publicly that they are not going to renew the option year because they can't. They won't exist any longer. Now, of course, MJF was saying that, it's the WWE's job to kind of throw things out into the media to make us look bad, to make us look like we're not doing as well as we are. Of course they are. This is nothing new. Vince did this with Ted Turner years ago. It's part of the game. Fine. Secretly, do you think Tony Khan is worried because of how widespread TKO is in the Hollywood entertainment sphere, that his options of getting a media rights deal are that the window could potentially get very, very, very small? Matt, we'll start with you.
I'm sure it runs through his head because he is a businessman and wants to do business in some capacity. But it's going to come down to, as long as he wants to run AEW as a vanity project, that's always going to override any business sense he has on this. Most of his dad says basically, no, get a deal type of thing. you have to see what the options will be in, I guess, a year or two when this merger finally settles down.
In the fall.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Well, then, yeah, but then they're going to sell up a couple of extra things and stuff like that, So we'll see what, like if they sell off the TBS and TNT, which are losing their sports rights, which is the only thing other than wrestling on those channels to watch, unless you like watching Friends for 7 hours a day and, repeats of like, 10-year-old TV shows or whatever. So they'll probably not be back on either TBS or TNT. Maybe they'll go on their own, like YouTube, Rumble, make their own social media space.
I've heard Tony Khan say that if they don't get picked up by Skydance Paramount, that they'll go to the YouTube space for the interim. They're not going to generate the revenue that they need to keep booking these arenas. I mean, they're going back to the Wembley in August for All In. Ego, your thoughts on this the future, and do you think there's hope, or does it look rather bleak at this point?
I think the thing that sucks is when you have a vanity project, you don't seem panicked to make decisions that should actually cause quite the worry. Again, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I've learned this the hard way. We don't panic because
You fucking mark!
I know. We should panic, and our owner does not, and it causes great distress. And so the issue is, I think that Tony knows in the back of his mind, well, if anything goes wrong, I can just go to YouTube, which is a good place to land if everything else dries up, but that means everything else has to dry up. And we don't know what's happening behind the scenes or if he's actually moving with a certain urgency. But I mean, unless someone's going to pick it up, he's going to wind up being on YouTube. And again, YouTube Live has got their own thing going on with other live events. So you don't want to be pushed down the card, or, you get an alert on your phone like, oh, AEW's on, and then put it back down. You're better off kind of being on cable TV. At least you're going to do at least once a week taping. So hopefully they find a place. And so we have some genuine competition so that we have choices and we have good wrestling, and iron sharpens iron, as MJF said. But I mean, I hope that Khan's got someone in his ear being like, hey, look, we really need to get a media rights deal done, and we need to do it soon.
And as far as you being a Cowboys fan,
You are cursed! Fatality.
Didn't know Dan Harrison did that in 1996.
well, I mean, it's transcendent. I mean, it goes through time. I mean, just as
I don't think we actually know the full range of Danhausen's powers and abilities.
No,
I mean, there's maybe a lot of stuff out there that he is responsible for that we do not know about.
That is
Grassy Knoll, Roswell,
Brad,
Titanic.
Brad, your thoughts on this whole AEW thing?
I think Danhausen just cursed him. We've actually talked about this before. Where it's like, where is AEW going to go?
Right.
And the problem really is how long is it, with we were talking about before, like how much money's being spent and everything. It's like, oh, we make all this much revenue. Yeah, but you have to make money. I don't care if you're a billionaire. Billionaires still do not want to be losing money all the damn time.
No.
I mean, at some point, Dad's going to say, hey, Tony, cut the shit. We still have to pay for this freaking Jaguars team. I mean, it's not like it's the Cowboys, but it's not great. So I just don't know where they're going to go. You can't go to YouTube. You can't go to Rumble. You can't do anything. That's not going to be profitable.
Right.
So,
Matt? Just so you know, George Steinbrenner spent more money on the Yankees from like 1970-ish through like 1995 than they made in revenue almost every year.
Right.
That's correct. I actually
same
forgot
thing
about
with
Steinbrenner.
who was that other owner everyone hated if you weren't a fan of his team? Jerry Jones before the revenue sharing.
Al Davis.
No, remember Jerry Jones when he bought the Cowboys for the revenue
Right.
sharing? He's one of the reasons they came with the salary cap, because he was going to go George Steinbrenner crazy with the Cowboy money. So there are billionaires who will unload on their pet projects, and it puts money into the economy. So who's going to complain?
Yeah, there's that. So I'm looking over at the chat, guys, and thinking you guys are lively here. And Ego, Keely Chow's a Cowboys fan too. So I'm just gonna.
Misery. Finally, Ego.
Share
Misery
my
loves
pain.
company.
For you both.
I appreciate it.
You are cursed.
Wait, is Shiro a Cowboys fan?
By proxy. But the thing is, like,
good. So it doesn't really count.
and no, I just she's the good luck or bad charm, good luck charm or bad luck charm, depending on what happens when she comes.
I hope it's not genetic.
So I'm looking at the chat. We've grown into the chat. We're at about 9 or 10 likes. We're almost there. About two more for that dozen to get that first goal out of the way. Now, something came up last week, almost as we were going off the air. WWE star who hasn't been on TV in any way, shape, or form, Ludwig Kaiser, was arrested.
I remember this dude.
I know, right? He was arrested on a battery charge in Orange County, Florida. And I have heard stuff going on of what happened. I asked Brad to kind of look into this since not only is Brad a lawyer, he also practices law in that state of Florida. Now, there was a report out that the victim said that Ludwig Kaiser and his girlfriend, who's kind of the Kathy Kelly of AAA, which I don't know how they would have met. She's in Mexico. He's in the United States.
He's German.
Right, he's German, exactly. How would they?
They don't even speak the same language.
That they were aggressively kissing and became almost inappropriate in this luxury apartment complex on the 12th floor. And as this man was exiting the elevator, he said, "Oh, would you learn to have some manners, please?" And then apparently that set Kaiser off. He punched him, shoved him to the ground, and threatened more violence. Now, there was something out on X from a guy named Raj Giri, who he seems like a very honest guy, but this was the only thing that was saying this, so I don't give it a lot of credit. Where they were, Kaiser and his girlfriend were being affectionate, but not in any disgusting way. And apparently the guy said, learn some manners, knock that shit up before I call ICE on that bitch. And Ludwig, there was an altercation, and that was kind of where that sat. In my personal opinion, if someone said that about my girl, I would want to throw hands as well. But I'm not a public figure in that capacity, so I guess restraint would be the better part of valor. So I asked Brad to look into this whole thing. So what do we have? What is officially on record, sir?
All right. Well, first off, he's been charged with misdemeanor battery. It's a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail, potential of 12 months of probation. 1 year of punishment is a totality. If you go to a year and a day, then it's a felony. So officially, statute 784.03 battery.
No, sir. No, sir. No. Nobody wants to see that.
Dear God, no, Roman.
That is what AI is for. So anyway, battery is actually an intentionally touching or striking a person against the will of another or causing bodily harm to another person. So it's an unwanted touching. You could literally just tap someone on the shoulder, and technically that's a battery. I have faced those cases before. I have not pursued them when I was a prosecutor, since I did that for almost 7 years. I pulled up the arrest affidavit, pulled up the booking sheet and everything. So he was not arrested on the spot because he wasn't there.
No, he was in Mexico.
Right. So this was
why he was in Mexico. I have no idea.
You know what I heard though is, I mean, this girl's with AAA, right?
Correct.
And he's with WWE on a sabbatical of some sort. But I think they got introduced to each other by El Grande Americano.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not original recipe, but the current, not original. They may have been introduced.
2.0. Gotcha. Okay, go on.
Right. So that may have been the introduction. So anyway, it's called a non-arrest warrant, and I dealt with that a lot. The cops aren't there. You can't arrest if you're not there to see it or witness it, or person's not there. So they issued a warrant, and he turned himself in. That's the other thing. He turned himself into the Orange County Jail. $1,000 bond, which is normal. Post 10% of that through a bondsman, you're out. He could probably just post $1,000 himself. The arrest warrant, Joker, pretty much reads like you said. Describes I'm not going to name. Well, I could technically name him. It's not doxing. It's actual court documents. I pulled them off the internet.
Right.
But dude, who I'll just nickname him Dick because his first name may come from that. Said he was battered by an unknown white male on the 12th floor of the apartment complex. So now we know where Ludwig Kaiser lives. He got doxed. Right. And he says they were began acting in an uncontrollably intimate manner, which he described as aggressively kissing. And then when he got out, he told the couple, quote, "Please have some manners," end quote. At which point then the unknown male began attacking him. The victim believed the suspect was a resident in the apartment complex. He wanted to pursue criminal charges. So the arrest warrant gets issued. He gets let out of jail. And conditions are standard. No contact with the victim. That's normal. Don't possess firearms or weapons. Surrender all firearms to local law enforcement within 4 hours of release. Don't consume alcohol to intoxication. Don't possess drug paraphernalia or controlled substances. These are not unusual things. In totality, this is not an unusual thing. The only reason it has significance is it's a pro wrestler. Batteries happen all the time. Like I said, I've not practiced criminal law in 20 years. I spent most of my time as a felony prosecutor dealing with, child sex crime prosecution,
right,
murders, all that type of stuff. If this was attached to a serious charge, I might not even pursue it. I'd just focus on the serious charge. But since it's a misdemeanor and the victim's pissed off, the prosecutor's office is going to listen to him, and it is part of a prosecutor's job to listen to the victim. How far it goes, we'll see. Options for him: he's pled not guilty. That's normal. If he doesn't have a record, he can enter a PTI program, which is called pretrial intervention. He enters a program. He does certain things over the course of 6 months to a year, and then the charge is dropped. Of course, that means the victim has to agree to it. If this victim's being a real dick, he may not agree with it, in which case he'd have to plead to a misdemeanor. I don't know that you want to take this to trial. You could probably withhold adjudication, get a misdemeanor charge with a short-term of probation. They should not go to jail for this unless the victim's being a real jerk about it. And I also the prosecutor signed. I saw their name, and I believe she's been practicing a year or two. Okay. Not unusual. Not unusual.
So, and I also found this interesting. Is the Thursday after this, AAA had a segment with El Grande Americano for their Saturday show. This was going to be the final face-to-face between El Grande and original El Grande before their mask versus mask match this coming Saturday. And they canceled it initially. And at the same time, I'd also heard that Kaiser's lawyers had entered into the court for permission for him to travel due to his profession around the United States and internationally. And Saturday, almost by a miracle, El Grande Americano shows up on AAA. I thought that was a strange coincidence, and I'm sure they're not related in any way, shape, or form.
I don't understand what point you're making, because Ludwig Kaiser, whose real name apparently is Marcel Barthel.
Yeah,
Barthel is the one
Barthel.
charged. I mean,
right.
His nom de plume is Ludwig Kaiser. No one said anything about El Grande Americano
No.
2.0 being arrested. So I don't know what you're talking about. And I certainly don't think that the New York Post should be breaking kayfabe.
Matt,
It's still real to us.
So there is technically one other legal complication. He's not an American citizen, and if he were to be convicted or even plead guilty to a criminal charge, his working visa would basically be revoked. He'd have to reapply, blah blah blah. That being said, my first instinct when I heard this was like, for the last 6 years, I've been into the Michael Irvin thing. Anytime I hear this stuff, my bullshit detectors go off. Like, unless you were assuming Barthol Kaiser, whatever, is in the low intelligence area of, like, you know, post steroid Chris Benoit, the odds of him just rampaging out and attacking some dude who looked at his girl, you know what I mean? It just seems very sus to me. And then add in the fact that this is in a hotel that very likely has or an apartment that very likely has security cameras. So I have a feeling there's a lot of subpoenas going out for that now.
which I'm assuming, Brad, that's what Kaiser's lawyers are trying to get, is the elevator camp food.
Well, first off, if the police would pull them themselves, and then they'd have to disclose it through discovery. You can't withhold evidence. So police would try to get it.
A lot of corporations fight those on general principles. You know what I mean? Even for the government, because once you get even a segment of those cameras in, everything in them is basically public domain. So if in the background there's some other celebrity with a boyfriend or whatever, you just expose them, and then they sue the hotel, and we've seen these stuff before. So, that being said, like I said, my BS detector's going off for this one, and
Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Well, I have a different BS detector with that one. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he probably did some of that stuff, but you know, she waited how many years?
We okay.
You know, it's like very briefly. Not even talking about not talking about
no.
The whole what was that thing called? Me Too.
Ego, your thoughts?
Sorry about that. I think it'll get dismissed or thrown out. I mean, I don't think that there's anyone just going around saying have some self-respect or have some manners, and that gets you beat up. Typically, when you get beat up, you know why you got beat up. I think it'll get thrown out or settled out of court, if anything else. But I mean, there's no way you just say have some manners. I'm not saying
it can't be settled. It's not a civil case. He will sue him, though. I would guarantee he will find a lawyer to sue him.
Okay, I mean,
it's criminal. You can't settle. Can't settle.
I didn't know. I thought it was civil, and I'm thinking criminal. My bad. I think the charges will probably be dropped, or they'll decline to prosecute. Is my guess, or he might drop it. I'm not sure if it's something that's one thing that he can drop and it gets picked up by the DA or not.
It would be the prosecuting. It would be the
attorney. Yeah,
they would have to drop the case, right, Brad?
Yes, the state attorney would have to drop the case, which means the victim would have to agree to it.
Okay. Brad, has the probable cause hearing even occurred yet?
He's already, he already made his first appearance. So, yeah, he was released. Well, no, they actually, hold on. Yes, technically it was called, hold on, I'm trying to read the sequence.
Well, I've seen him drinking.
I litigate better when I'm drunk. But he bonded out, so he didn't make a first appearance. First appearance is after you've been arrested, and then you're given the opportunity to bond out. He bonded out immediately, so his first court appearance will be on. Well, wait, I'm sorry. No, wait. The arrest warrant was issued, so they already got PC. So
yeah. Alrighty, so this is talking about the WWE, a show where Ludwig Kaiser or El Grande Americano was not on, and we did not cover because I don't have Peacock anymore. It was this past Saturday night's main event, but there were some things that went on. I think this is, well, that's maybe, I'm just saying, maybe. The show, I don't know about you guys, but Saturday night's main event, as I said, we started when they were brought back. It was like, okay, it was the nostalgia feel. They had the Emotion was playing, Jesse the Body. The refs were in the blue shirts with the bow ties, the mic coming down from the ceiling. Very nice nostalgia package, which just ended up being an infomercial, a 4-match card that was for the WWE because it was also on NBC. Now with Peacock, they ran over the 2 hours just a little bit. But this was one of the weaker cards that this show has shown up. I mean, the only good match was Ethan Page and Penta for the IC title. These shows generally titles don't change hands here very often. They're usually just more of angles. So we had Jade and the Baddies with Matt's favorite wrestler on the planet, Namichin, defeat Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair. This sets up their match coming on this Sunday. The Vision and the Street Profits. I guess the only thing that really came of that is that Logan Paul's going to be out for a while. So, I mean, really, again, the extent of his powers, because if we're talking about the Vision,
You are cursed.
Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Austin Theory. Maybe it's time to move away from the Vision. I'm just saying. Take you and Maxine and go somewhere else. Just saying. The Sol Ruka Becky match was really, again, an angle to move to get to where we're going to be on Sunday. Your thoughts on, once this Peacock deal completely ends, are we ever going to see Saturday night's main event again, Brad?
No, this is it. Wait, the first one was on actually NBC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact they've now shuffled it off to Peacock, which is not much of a streaming service, really tells you what's going on. And I didn't watch it. I don't remember what the hell I was doing. Where was I? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Maybe out to dinner. But I mean, I saw like some stuff and I read some stuff, and the only takeaway I had is like, Sol Ruka, maybe you want to change her finisher?
No. No.
Getting dicey.
Well, and that's, I knew what they were trying to do. Like Sol was trying to, because she sees Jessica last second, move out of the way to kind of play this angle out. There's just, Jessica, who does wrestle, has never worked with Sol Ruka before. So there's no chemistry there on how to make that thing actually work. And plus, Becky's falling down and throwing her into that path. It was just a bad spot to set up to start with. Ego, your thoughts?
I used to love Saturday night's main event. I mean, even the ones that I showed you guys that I was at, that was an actual Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
It used to be fun. And I don't really remember what I was doing Saturday. I just know that I wasn't too stressed or pressed about missing out on this Saturday night's main event. And in my mind, it's like, well, hey, it's kind of fallen off, because even though the match cards didn't have to be huge, they had to be something.
Right.
And I wasn't feeling any of this. I was just like, you could have told me that this was on SmackDown the night before, and I'd have been okay with it. I didn't understand the point of all of those of the match that you did give me, if not to just push them further into Clash in Italy. Because it's weird. It was like watching WrestleMania, knowing that what leads into Backlash, and then it's like we're watching Saturday night's main event to lead into Clash in Italy, with low stakes matches.
Yeah.
And I was like, when it's off of Peacock, I'm not gonna care. I didn't really like it that much.
Matt,
I basically fell asleep during it. And here's the thing, it's overexposed.
yeah,
It should be a once or twice a year type of thing, so you
Right.
can feel it's special. Maybe have it like I think it's kind of a dead time between, like, say now and SummerSlam. Maybe throw one in there, or just put it someplace where there's a
somewhere
little
in January
spot.
So somewhere in January.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe have to give it a little hype, like maybe right before the Rumble, have a
Right.
match on there that impacts the Rumble, like two guys want in the Rumble, but they have to wrestle on the main event to get, something like that. That's how you can make it special, and then it don't happen again for like 8 months or something,
Right.
Like they've overexposed it, and overexposure kills anything in wrestling.
Yeah, because the last one we actually covered was the one in December last year for Cena's last show. And I'm looking at the chat, guys. We're at about 10 or 11 likes. We are so close to getting that initial goal of a dozen likes. I see you out there. I see you watching. Just hit that thumbs up. Cost you nothing. And as you're doing that, go down below. Check out all of our socials, all of our YouTube channels, and go to our channels and give us your likes, your subscriptions, your watch hours with those lovely eyeballs of yours. So if you don't mind, folks.
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
Momo, what a time to show up. I'm seeing a dozen on my end here. That means next week we will have a special segment just for you guys because you rock. All right, so as it was said, we're going into a premium live event, and this is the fourth of these type of events. These are international shows, which we will be covering a half an hour after the show goes off the air. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. my time, which means 1 p.m. your time, Ego. And that is Clash in Italy. Now, whoa, that was weird. I thought anything. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I did a video earlier today giving my predictions for this show. Now, much like the 2 nights at WrestleMania and the Backlash, the first hour of this show is going to be on ESPN's linear networks. This will be on ESPN proper. The first hour, the first 2 matches will be on this show. Now, if it's anything like Backlash just 3 weeks ago, that was a good show, and it better deliver, because if you're watching on ESPN and you get suckered into having to get that ESPN Unlimited app for $30 a month for 3 matches, and these matches do not deliver, you're going to be pissed. So one of the matches is going to be for the No, sir. No,
And also, we're talking about Italy, so technically you'd be an Italian maid.
right. It just, no, sir. You guys, we're going to talk about this.
I, as a kid, would just say mom because she would do everything around the house.
Right. Exactly.
Well, no, there is an Italian maid's outfit. Just don't.
Oh, well, no, I'm not.
I
My
don't-
mom's in her 80s. Don't talk about that.
Yeah, the gross. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So for the WWE Women's
Oh, my God.
Championship, it is a WrestleMania rematch, which I said if they were going to get to this was going to happen on Saturday Night's Main Event. It is Rhea Ripley defending her title against Jade Cargill. Why it's not Julia, who's actually half Italian? No idea. Makes no sense. Missed opportunity there. I'm going to give my prediction last, so we're going to go around the horn. Ego, Who is your pick to win and why?
Rhea, because I need this to be over with. Bury this feud and move on to the next. This could have been it's another Saturday's main event, so we could have moved on. I got Rhea winning. I need this match to be under 12 minutes so we can move it along.
Oh God, 12? Jesus.
All right, that's the longest
7.
they've let her wrestle. So I need
Under
that,
7. Under 7.
That's what I meant. Like including entrances, 12. So I'd be up 7-8 minutes is what I need.
12. That's a Jey Uso entrance. Shut up.
Oh boy, here we go. We're on it now.
Fatality.
It's the end of the month, guys. I got to make certain I'm ahead.
Right.
Brad,
your thoughts. Your thoughts and your pick on this.
Honestly, I can't stand Jade. I can't believe they would put it back on her. No one wants this.
Tell the television. Hello, sir.
I'm honestly just tired of Rhea as well. I mean, Rhea makes the most sense. At least she can do something with it. She can make an actual wrestling match. Otherwise, you got, the action figure with no articulation there. I mean, that's it. So it has to be Rhea.
Perfect
I can't see it not being Rhea.
Matt, your prediction?
So I was thinking about this for a while. I think there's going to be outside interference causing Rhea to lose, which sets up Rhea's big next feud, because I have a feeling they have a hard-on for Jade to carry this title to SummerSlam. I don't know why, but I just, everything about looking at this, and I'm like this. I mean, this would be like a Saturday Night main event lowball match, Like, why is it on a good pay-per-view? Because they're going to use it to set something up. That's my only thing I could think of,
Okay. So here's my thought on this. Now, Keely does make a good point about the go home math. This is Rhea's first title defense since Mania. They're not going to drop. She is not going to drop the title in her first defense. Do I think shenanigans are going to happen? Yes, I do. But Jade was a forgettable champion, and the match they want with B is off for at least another year, because B is not coming back anytime soon, and Jade does nothing for that title because she's already mowed through everyone on that roster. You have Rhea now. You can have a match with Charlotte, Alexa, JC Jane, Blake Monroe, Jordan Grace. You can have these matches, whereas Jade, really the only match that's on the table is Charlotte, and you don't need a tag title for that match. So Rhea retains. Second match on ESPN is the American Nightmare, the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, defending against the Ring General, Gunther. Matt, your pick.
Cody wins. I don't see. I don't like this match at all. I don't think it should be occurring right now. But the fact that it is, unless they're going to do like a Cody gets knocked out for a while thing, given how much he's doing on the merch sales, Cody's going to win.
Okay. Brad, thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're going to let Cody keep it, but there's got to be something done so that Gunther doesn't lose. I always feel like Gunther's lost some momentum.
Ever since Crown Jewel?
Yeah.
When
they got to do something. They got to do something to keep
Cody.
They got to do their.
Yeah.
They got to do something though. I don't know. Maybe Cody wins and then Gunther just destroys him. But I don't see Cody losing the belt.
They could have Ludwig Kaiser run out in a prison uniform and save him.
It'd be great if it's Clash in Berlin.
Yeah.
Right. So, Ego, your thoughts on this?
I think Cody wins by DQ. That's all I can think of.
Oh, wow.
The way to deal with them, yeah.
So you're going to go that route. So Gunther is going to get frustrated and do something underhanded.
Yeah.
Gunther do something underhanded? How dare you smear him?
Wow.
Gunther
He's an
is
honorable heel.
in WWE.
So, Ego, sorry, but
You just made the list.
and then moving off of ESPN linear network to the Unlimited app, and what is being billed as the biggest rematch in WWE history. No, it's not, but okay, they're give Michael Cole credit. He is trying. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I know Matt hates this match, so I'm going to let him give his prediction first.
Well, this is finishing in SummerSlam, so I'm going to presume somehow Lesnar is going to pull off a win here, but cheating in some capacity. My dastardly heel sense wants Paul Heyman to betray Lesnar at SummerSlam and heel turn Oba as a Heyman guy. I know it's not going to happen, but this is a stupid storyline. There's no benefit to Oba for this storyline. But you guys know what I mean, right? This isn't
we'll talk about it, but go on.
You get what I'm saying. So I don't have to explain it. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they had waited with Brock 8-9 months, where Brock is being an ambassador and he comes out and shakes Oba's hand and pretends to be friends, and then maybe right when Oba has a big victory, runs out and he murder stomps him, and then they do a rival match, and then you could kind of do that storyline. But was it even a month later?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Okay. Sorry, I had to do that. All right, hold on. I got to do this. I got to do this.
Your ruler has arrived.
Brad, your thoughts?
I kind of think that Brock is going to win just to set up something for, I don't know, Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. Yeah. And it's like the rubber match. Somehow Brock gets one over on him by cunning, just because he's got 25, always got 25 years on him or something at this point.
Yeah.
So I think it has to be Brock is the old gladiator who's pulling a few nasty tricks out of his belt to face the new gladiator and win. That's the only thing that I could see happening. Or maybe Paul Heyman does something to distract Oba. Or somehow it's not it's a win, but it's not a truly clean win. There's something sneaky going on.
Maybe Paul brings out his new secret weapon. That being Maxine Dupree.
Well, we don't know what. Well, first off, do not assume Oba's preferences. We are in the 2026. So we don't know what he likes, even though he's from Nigeria. So,
Ego, your pick on this.
I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar to set it up for SummerSlam. I don't know what happens if he wins again, and you still want SummerSlam to.
You know what, Tully?
Oh! Fatality.
I just realized, Ego, you could represent Oba as a Nigerian immigration.
I was gonna say, what? I didn't. So I was like, what? I'm not gonna.
You're missing an opportunity to get some celebrity time here.
It's true. I mean, I have watched enough 90 Day Fiancé to know exactly where this is going. So.
Oh my God, Oba and Maxine.
All right, so I was going with the conventional wisdom as well that Brock is going to get his win back from WrestleMania to set up the third match in the trilogy at SummerSlam. But I was listening to Salamonster, and he brought up something that is actually rooted in WWE history. Who's in charge of the creative at WWE?
TKO.
Well, aside from them,
The Rock.
Paul Levesque. Now, Paul Levesque gets accused mostly by MVP of not putting anyone over. He never truly put someone over, but he did. Dave Bautista.
That's true.
And he and Dave Bautista had a series of matches. Dave Bautista won every single one of them. I feel that Brock, the reason, and Brock in his video package said, I got my ass beat. That's it. I'm done. But I can't go out like that. I'm the beast. I'm Brock Lesnar. That didn't sit well with me. Oba gets the win again. And then this sets up for SummerSlam where Brock again, his ego can't handle it. Fine. One more. I want one more crack at you, and I'll put my career on the line. And Oba wins again. Oba gets the sweep. Because we have seen in pro wrestling that there's just, in Rhea's case, she just can't figure out Io Sky. This could be the case for Brock Lesnar. He just can't find an answer for Oba Femi. Oba gets the win.
Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam.
Possibly. Next, this is the third of 4 title matches now for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruka. Ego, your pick and why?
You know what? I think Sol Ruka will pull this one out. I think that they've been doing the whole underdog story of her losing losing via DQ or just not being good enough at that match. I think she finally pulls it off here and she finally takes the belt off of goodness gracious, the man, Becky Lynch. And I think it actually gives Becky Lynch an opportunity to be back in the conversation for the women's actual championship belt instead of just the Intercontinental. She's right. She's taking it as far as she can go. It can go at this point, and now needs to be handed off so she can back in the a more higher card tier of talent to be the next challenger for that title.
Brad.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be that. I think it's actually time for Becky to give up the belt. It may be a little soon for Sol to have it, but she needs to move on to the higher level and let the mid card really be the mid card and develop mid card talent.
Yes.
That can then go on to be main event, because you need to be down there to develop your skills. You just get Lyra, God forbid, Maxine Dupree. She'll be part of the Vision soon. They have no one else.
Roxy.
Yeah, I mean, let them develop those talents.
Right. Matt, your pick.
I think people are right that this feels a little too soon for Sol to get a title. I would have liked to see her win a bunch of mid-card feuds, showing how awesome she is and building up to it. This feels like, my big complaint about all those, I'm challenging you to a match and that's storyline matches. I mean, Sol's going to win it. I'm going with Sol just because it just seems like what they're driving towards to move Becky on to other stuff, Yeah.
Okay. I'm also going with Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka does have experience holding a mid-tier title, holding a secondary title. He did it for quite a while in NXT with the Women's North American Championship. Becky, like Brad said, has done everything with this belt you have asked her to do. The belt has purpose. The belt feels important. And the argument against it's too soon for Sol to have a title, I'll go over onto SmackDown. Well, then you can make the same argument for Trick. It's too soon to put a title on him. They both came up right around the same time. So give your mid-carders something to shoot for. And Soul is over with the crowd. And I really think now, as we talked about last week, the way she has been booked initially, it hasn't hurt her. She loses here. Now it hurts her because this is a premium live event. This is a bigger stage, bigger stakes. This is where you need to showcase your new up and coming talent. So Soul gets the win. And finally, what will be the main event, because if Roman's not going on first, he's going on last. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship in tribal combat, where also the position of head of the table and tribal chief is also at stake. Brad, your thoughts?
I'm just thinking there should be a more Italian name for this match other than tribal combat, only because it's in Italy.
The spaghetti
Drop the
slaughterhouse.
No, drop the cannoli, take the gun. No, drop the gun, take the cannoli. I think it's going to be Roman still.
Okay.
I think he's still booked probably through SummerSlam, and then he's going to take his Roman holiday, so to speak. Roman holiday.
Fatality.
It's also in Italy. He's named Roman. Come on, of course he's going to win in Italy. He's Italian. He's Italian.
Well, his mom is, yes. All right, Ego, your thoughts?
You know what? I would like to see Jacob Fatu win this one. I just want to see what happens if there's a switch up, how he reacts, even if he winds up finagling his way out by the next pay-per-view, PLE, to win the title back. I just want to see what things would look like and how chaotic it could get. Like, hey, look, things are seriously going wrong. He's having Roman out as a henchman, things that are beneath him. Like, hey, when I'm tribal chief, you don't even get an entrance theme song. Like, I just see I would be here for the chaos if Jacob wins. I hope Jacob wins. I'm going to go with Jacob.
Okay. Matt, your thoughts?
Well, with the last match they had, I think we all agreed that no man really lost it. Roman just won it.
Right.
If they can find a way to do that with this match, because Roman's going to win it. There's no, if they could find a way to make Roman win without Jacob losing, I would be happy with this match.
Okay.
I just feel like Jacob losing, there's a 90% chance they're going to screw up all the momentum they built with him. So. And
it's because of that, I picked Jacob to win this match. Because I don't think you want to. I personally don't want to see Jacob losing 2 PLE matches in a row.
Agree.
That as you said would derail everything. But here's something that's interesting. Now, Roman was saying, because at first it was just tribal combat, which is just a plunder match for Samoans. Okay, fine. But then Roman's like, if you win, if you dog walk my ass, I serve you. You're the shot caller. You're the man in charge. I think that's a very interesting twist to what's been a very dull, boring, just going on too long. Acknowledge me. And if this match goes the way that some folks are saying, that Roman's going to win, Jacob Fatu then falls in line and basically plays Jey Uso. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants Jacob Fatu to be Jey Uso. Ever.
Fatality.
But I can see. Yes, Roman versus Jacob. Yes, that will happen. But I think Roman having to take a back seat, that's interesting for the overall character of Roman Reigns. It doesn't have to be for a long time. But I think it's interesting to see what this would look like going into a story. So therefore, I have Jacob Fatu, winner and new world heavyweight champion and the new tribal chief. Those are my picks. So I wanted to start the show with this, and I forgot, but I want to get this in now. We've had some good news and some bad news this past week. I mean, last week I wanted to mention this. Congratulations to Io Sky and Evil, as apparently they've been a couple for quite some time. Evil came over to the United States to work in NXT. The couple got married last week, and congratulations for them. Bad news. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family of good old JR Jim Ross. He was talking in an interview, basically saying getting old is a bitch, that he's got some medical concerns and they're testing for dementia and Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So thoughts and prayers go to the family of good old JR Jim Ross.
Yeah, he fought through a lot.
Yes. Tell me congratulations, Jess. That's for EO and Evil, not JR. That's
understood.
So it is time to come to the staple of this show.
Always keep a smile on your face.
And that is the Wednesday Night's Overbooked Top 5, where we take a wrestling topic and we give our 5 best takes. Our number 5 take gets 1 point. Our number 1 take gets 5 points. At the end, Bradley Burnett changes his name to Price Waterhouse and give us a definitive scientific answer for this topic. Talking
list.
Wrestlers, I've been asked to do a lot of things. Sometimes you want to be a bad guy. Sometimes you want to be a good guy. Sometimes you want to play the straight man. Sometimes you want to play the comedy act, if it's for a segment, an angle, or you're just built as a comedy wrestler, as our friend Danhausen is. So I want to go through your top 5 comedic, either completely comedic gimmick wrestlers or wrestlers who can play a comedic angle and so forth. So, Mr. LeftEyeEgo, who was your number 5, sir?
Yeah, my number 5 is actually going to be Santino. I completely
Don't worry, my number 5 is great.
say I missed out on it, but I
let him finish. Let him finish.
he broke a lot of wrestlers with his mispronunciations, and his power walk in the ring when he was against Kofi Kingston was hilarious too. So I like seeing people break other wrestlers. It's funny. So I got Santino at number 5.
Okay. Criminally low.
Yeah, criminally low.
Brad, your number 5.
My number 5 is a complete joke when it comes to pro wrestling. That's LeftEyeEgo and his takes.
Isn't
that our number? We just got a number 1 for the night right there.
I know. I've just dropped. I had that one planned already. In reality, I'm going with a true hero. In fact, a superhero.
Oh yeah.
There's a hurricane coming through.
Hurricane
Shane Helms, who's legitimately a good wrestler, but he just leaned into the superhero gimmick so much, and it was one of the things. Like eventually, didn't he go back and just be Shane Helms for a bit? But ultimately,
for a bit, and then he got paired with Mighty Molly.
That's right, and Rosie. Remember Super Rosie?
Well,
yeah, it was a weird trinity. It's not like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
No.
It's the anti-trinity. But it was like, and the best part was like back in the day, he was always. I had to go through and check some of the things he did when he tried to choke slam Stone Cold and Triple H at the Royal Rumble. Like he just like, I can do it. And he just like, they're both standing like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Matt, you're in the number 5.
Okay, so this is just my personal enjoyment. This is not saying that these guys are the best comedy wrestlers.
Okay.
And I do briefly want to throw an honorable mention. He didn't do it enough to make a list, but the Big Show is really good at comedy. The few times they let him do it. So just my number 5 to me was like the Hornswoggle. The guy is like,
I forgot about Hornswoggle.
He every time he's out there, he managed to make what would be a stupid dwarf midget gimmick amusing and funny. You know, he and then he goes away for a while. He they use him like they don't overexpose him. So just Hornswoggle.
All right, Hornswoggle. Wow. And then they put him as an honorary member with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. The Maniacs. Mine. He lies. He cheats. He steals. It is Latino Heat. Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Not only was he a fantastic wrestler, probably one of the best of his generation, but he was funny. He could bring humor into anything. Absolutely great. Eddie Guerrero. All right, Ego. You're number 4, sir.
Number 4, I've got Danhausen on there.
Danhausen.
You are cursed.
I mean, I don't know if y'all can watch
still a
sports
joke.
lately, but half of New York is thanking this man for uncursing the Knicks, and now they're going to the finals. I mean, coincidence, call it what you will, but I mean, it's excellent timing. He's on SportsCenter, he's selling out merch, and it's a fun character and a break from all the other stuff that WWE has. So I got number 4.
All righty. And KHL has his picks here. Those are some good ones. All righty. Brad, you're number 4.
I'm going with a man who's famous for his many holds. In fact, 1,004 different holds.
Dean Malenko?
1,004 holds.
Oh, go on.
Dean Malenko was the man of 1,000 holds.
Correct.
Chris Jericho was the man of 1,004 holds.
Yeah.
Y2J.
Y2J. I mean, that's clearly one of the best gimmicks he's ever had. I mean, legit true wrestler, but he had such great comedic chops, and when he just played such a great, also comedic heel. But
Yes.
I just want to like let you know what some of these holds were. The arm bar, the arm drag,
Yes.
the reverse arm bar, the double reverse arm bar, the triple reverse arm bar, the full Nelson, the half Nelson, the moss covered three-handled family grandunza, the Saskatchewan spinning nerve hold. Ego, go watch this clip from WCW. He just he has this giant list. It just unfolds into the ring, and he's just reading through it. And every other one is arm drag. So, and he delivers it like he's serious. So, Chris Jericho has always been one of my favorites.
He's great. Matt, you're number 4.
So my number 4 is Aaron Stephen Haddad, who I will give you his other name in a second. For 15 years, this guy struggled to get over. Okay, WWE and Indies and all that. Then, in a total accident in 2014, as Marvel does a promotion with WWE, where Hugh Jackman shows up as Wolverine, and Damian Sandow comes out as Magneto.
Damian Sandow.
Total one-off thing, wasn't intended to be more than that. But that leads to the Macho Mandow, other characters,
Mizdow.
Includes Damien Mizdow, the stuntman to the Miz, who somehow, like, that gimmick, it shouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? That the Mizdow,
Right.
But everyone laughed so hard. He got over. He legit got over as Mizdow. Like
One money in the bank.
yeah.
I remember that clip with Hugh Jackman too, where it's like he's pretending to be Magneto and he's like trying to pull him over because of his adamantium skeleton, and then it's like, oh my god, he's pulling me.
and that was supposed to be a one-off thing. Like it wasn't intended he would start doing all these other characters, but he just went with it. You know.
My number 4, Brad. I agree.
You just made the list.
For everything you have said, and the fact that he could get the crowd to start chanting pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm remembering his famous promo battles with Stephanie, and he would just say, "You're a slut," and then for a month, anytime Stephanie would come out, you would just hear slut chants. And this is all because of Jericho. And he was doing the one where he pointed out that Stephanie obviously had some enhancing done.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, I remember that. Did you ever? They did an interview together where they talked about that entire thing.
Oh yeah. So again, but could, much like Eddie, phenomenal in-ring talent, but could play the silly gimmick when he needed to, and actually incorporated it into many of his characters. So, all right, Ego, you're number 3.
You know what? Calling it audible here. I'm also gonna go with Chris Jericho, man.
Wow.
Go through that many changes of character, that many versions of heels to still be hilarious and still come up and be reinventive with this much time in the game has been awesome. I mean, you made the list, the 1,004 holds when he would pin guys in WCW and try to flex. It's awesome. When he decides to do a comedic anything, it's actually pretty funny. So I got Chris Jericho 3.
Except the learning tree. All righty. Brad, you're number 3.
Much like my number 4, I'm going with a true legitimate wrestler, a true former WWE, multi-time WWE champion, and also kind of happens to have a gold medal, which you won with a broken freaking neck. Kurt Angle. It's true. It's damn true.
Damn true.
I mean, the best part was like he would sell it with not like playing it. Like remember when Austin got cowboy hats for him and Vince, and then Kurt shows up with this tiny little cowboy hat on.
Yeah,
guys.
Or the milk truck.
The milk truck.
Oh God,
we're like he was drinking the milk instead of the Steve Weisers. That's the thing. That's what, and I don't put him and Jericho up top because they're more comedic blend with their pro wrestling.
Right.
So my last 2 are going to be pure comedy, but these 2 you cannot not recognize their comedic chops.
Matt, you're number 3.
He's been mentioned before, the Hurricane, Shane Helms.
Hurricane.
Like this guy, you know, The Rock. I last found The Rock interesting in like the year 2000. You know, and Shane Helms.
Hey, Rock, go fuck yourself.
That was
technically that's about 20 years after Joker last found him interesting.
But those comedy bits where Rock was the straight man and Hurricane was like doing all that stuff, or
that
the choke slam and all that, like he was good, you know. So
all right, mine number 3. I'm actually going to AEW for this. She's funny, but playing a comedic act, you find out she's got a lot of other talents. Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
She's a musician. She's a singer. She's a ventriloquist. She brings puppets into matches.
Yeah.
And she's hilarious. She does songs about her tits, which they're kind of very much disproportionate to her body, that they're perfect. So Harley Cameron. Well, what was that, Matt?
Worthy of song.
Yes, worthy of song. Harley Cameron, my number 3. All right, Ego, you're number 2.
My number two, I guess the top two, I was going to go with guys that are actually great wrestlers, but when they choose to go comedic, it can take it to another level. Number two, I got Kurt Angle. It's just, the way that he came into it to me was comedic. With the It's True. Milk Truck was, could not believe he actually pulled that off.
Classic.
Oh, that was, who knew he could take Milk and make it the antithesis of the Steve Weiser. So I got number two. I mean, it worked with his character well, at least when I was introduced to him. So I thought it was a comedic introductory wrestler that could really, really wrestle. So I got number two.
All right, Brad, you're number two.
I got a man who is challenged language wise. He had trouble speaking American a lot. He always had a weird accent, and he just did not know how to pronounce John Cena's name. But he did have a deadly cobra strike. Santino Marella, absolutely comedic talent, and he sold it every time. He never broke it.
No.
And you have to respect one thing. Guy who gets into the business and it's like, okay, I can't do what all these other guys can do, but I can do this. And that's what he did. So, I mean, even still, we talk about John Cena. Anytime we see him come up, even the weird little shuffle down, and then when the Cobra turned on him, no. It was just so ridiculous and dumb, and it's not, it's normally not what I wanted back in the day, but looking back, I'm like, God dang, that's kind of funny.
And he got paired with Beth Phoenix. So he was doing something right. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was downhill, and she settled for Edge after
Cope. She's still
right.
coping.
Right. Wow.
Fatality.
Matt, you're number two.
My number two is from my youth. And this guy kept his career going, kind of revitalized a little bit in the 80s by accentuating some of the comedy parts of his act. George the Animal Steele.
Okay.
Remember the tragic story of his unrequited love for Miss Elizabeth?
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a monkey?
That might have been earlier, but
okay.
He did comedy even as a younger wrestler, but he was more of a hardcore wrestler type. But as he got older, they accentuated the comedy and it gave him kind of an extended run in the 80s, So.
Oh, Tully.
Oh, I see what he did there. Coping and...
Oh! Fatality.
Well done, sir. Well done. My number two is also one of the Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
It's true.
Everything he did prior to shaving his head, when he had hair, he was comedic, but he was still brilliant in the ring. His goofballing with Stephanie, interfering with matches with Triple H, a little love triangle going on. The milk truck was just so over the top hilarious. It was awesome. And like Brad said, the little cowboy hat was just cherry on top. You can't help but you are dying laughing at this point. And for a guy who came in who didn't understand the business initially, he took to it pretty quick. Kurt Angle, an American hero. All right. We have come down to our number ones. Mr. LeftEyeEgo, who is your number one? You're welcome, Tully.
My number one is going to be Eddie Guerrero. I know that
Latino Eats.
Yeah, he was purely a wrestler, but when he decided to go comedic, knowing that he technically, in my mind, did not have to, it took it over the top. I mean, that chair spot to this day is still done. Ref gets knocked down, Eddie slams the mat with the chair, throws it as opponent falls down. Ref wakes up, and the other guy gets disqualified. It's hilarious, and they're still doing it to this day. They're even doing double
yeah.
reversals. It's hilarious. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I got him at number one. It's great.
Yeah, his son is carrying on the legacy.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Brad, you're number one.
Much like my number two, who could not understand languages, this is a pro wrestler who does not understand reality.
Oh.
He has an imaginary friend named Little Jimmy. He is still a big fan since he was a kid of John Cena. It is the one and only R-Truth.
The ageless wonder.
The ageless wonder who continues to be just what he always has been. Even when he wins the belt, and I'm not just talking 24/7, even when it's like a tag belt, he still commits to the character. Like he'll tag himself in and think he's good to go. Or sometimes he tags nobody. So, I mean, I was looking into him and like his conspiracy theories. One was he claimed the Titanic sank because they took all the black people off at first. That I actually found. I'm like, you gotta be what? I gotta find this on a video somewhere. Are you insane? That's nuts. I want to find him saying this.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's true or not. Someone said it. Did he said it? But I think it's like that's nuts. Committed to the bit. Yes, greatest 21st. The belt was made for him. That's the thing. The belt was a comedic belt, and it was made for just all comedy people.
Yes.
That was what it was, and that's why it was great for him to lead it. So, R-Truth.
52-time champion.
That's a record.
Yes. I don't think anyone will ever hold one title that many times. Ever.
No, probably not.
And wait, Brad, do you remember when he brought a ladder into the Rumble?
What are you doing? He put it in the center. He's climbing. We're like, what are you doing? He's like climbing up, and does he get up there and look around like where'd it go?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't think the commenter's like, he thinks it's in Money in the Bank.
He also entered a women's Rumble at number 24. And when he got eliminated by Nia Jax, Adam Pearce is like, this is the women's Rumble. And he looks in the ring, he's like, those are the women? Just saying. All right, Matt, you're number one.
So my number one is probably the best active wrestler who have never appeared in WWE for the length of his career, Jay Lethal. This man is the master of celebrity wrestler interpretation.
Oh yeah.
He did a Macho Man in like.
Oh, I remember that.
So good. Macho Man loved it. Like,
oh my God.
yes. You know, Macho Jay. He to the point where he would do the moves in the ring. But the best is the Ric Flair. I watched this promo probably every 6 to 12 months. And there's more than one, but the big one was they had a woo off in TNA, and Rick. So I'm not going to belabor, but if you go look for the interviews, Jay and Rick had interviews about this where they said Jay wanted to work it out so they knew what to do, and Rick was like, "No, I ad-lib everything," which was a mistake because Rick said one of the reasons he was so active in himself, he had trouble keeping a straight face. He was laughing so hard at Jay when the camera wasn't on him, and why some of the other guys jumped in it was the same reason. Rick kept saying, "Get in place," because he couldn't keep a straight face. Go watch the woo off between Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. It is the funniest wrestling comedy promo I have ever seen. Lengthy, like obviously the short one, 10-second ones or whatever, you know. But this is like a 20-minute thing, and it's hilarious. So Jay Lethal's my number one.
Okay. My number one has been mentioned. It's not Jake the Snake Roberts, but he does have a snake, a cobra, to be precise. His name is John. He loves his friend John Cena. It is Santino Morera. A lot of folks don't remember his first match in the WWE was called the Miracle in the Milan, where he beat Umaga for the Intercontinental Championship. I know.
The deadly Italian cobra.
Yes, the deadly Italian cobra. which-
Italy is known for the deadly cobras.
It is. And what was it? It was. I remember what was it? He hit the cobra on somebody from Crime Posse or some tag team. He hits with
Crime Time.
Crime Time, and then the way that guy sold it was
Not
just
at all
like,
racist at all.
not at all, not at all, not at all. So
Spelled with time with a Y. Jesus,
Right.
Vince.
So before we get to our final answer, I'm gonna let Brad tabulate the points. Ego, since this is our last Wednesdays are booked for the month of May, do we have winners for mic drops and fatalities that are listed together, and then a winner from the chat as well?
All right, so if we're combining mic drops and fatalities, Brad has the most with 20 total. And from the
You know, I just got to say, I've been having a lot of strength problems in my right arm lately, and I think it's carrying this belt. It's made of solid gold and diamonds, guys.
Right, exactly.
and from the chat,
Bank that for next month.
most wins for mic drops and fatalities is Tully with 5.
Tully, you get the ego. You get the EO award for this month. So, Mr. Bradley Burnett, do we have a definitive number 3, a definitive number 2, and a definitive number 1?
I believe we have a tie at number 3.
Okay, and that tie is.
It appears to be Chris Jericho and Eddie Guerrero at 6 points.
Oh,
Wow.
Apropos. I like it. Yes.
At number 10, the Cobra Strikes with
What's that?
Santino Morello.
Santino with 10 points. Number 2. And number 1.
And it's
A
true.
narrow win
with 11 points, but it's true. It's damn true.
Damn true.
Real
Correct.
hero,
Fresh welcome
Kurt
celebration.
Angle.
We should all grab a glass of milk to toast, but gross. So we hit our goal. We actually didn't quite get to 16, but we will have a special segment for you guys at the start of next week. And just again, reminder: this Sunday, after Clash in Italy has gone off the air, myself and at least Ego will be here a half hour after that show ends. It is an international show. So if you're on the East Coast, it starts at 2 p.m. your time. If you're on the actual coast, the better coast, minus California, Oregon, and the Washington, the better coast, it is 11 a.m. start time. Half hour after Clash in Italy is over, we will be live for an initial gut recap and reaction. But we do have other stuff on our own channel. So, Mr. LeftEyeEgo, what do you have coming up, sir?
I am trying to stay alive with my wife in this pregnancy, guys. That's I can't make videos about that without her trying to murder me, but I'm trying to survive just the last few weeks of this pregnancy. I may make a video if I can.
You really should have saved that until next week. That could have really gone.
Probably.
Mr. Duke Devil 95, after having watched the horrible Grogu and Grok and Mango movie, what do you have coming up, sir?
Well, I have my review of Mando and Grogu on my channel. I just don't care enough to be that angry anymore. I did not do Wormhole Watch this week because I was in Orlando getting ready for Adam the Renaissance Nerd Day of Doom, where we spent a good couple hours at Galaxy's Edge walking around with Adam being a total Disney fan, carrying baby Grogu in a papoose on his chest.
Oh.
Go watch it on his channel. It is it's quite amazing we did this, and the fact that we did not melt was also amazing. I do hope to have another video out. I'm working on something, a little compilation of things, trying to get AI to work with me a little bit here. So hopefully I'll have that out in a day or so. Otherwise, I will be back next week for this show. I'll probably be on Static 2020 show tomorrow night where he tortures us. And I'll do a wormhole watch next week as we are slowly going towards our big super guest. Ideally, hopefully he will show up. We can time it in June.
If it's who I think it is, that is a pretty big guest.
That's a get.
That's definitely a get.
It's the white whale.
And finally, the infinite elevating Terminator. Matt, what do you have coming up, sir?
Last night I was on Jacob's channel. We reviewed a pretty cool World War II movie called A Bridge Too Far about a failed Allied offensive in World War II. Tomorrow night, JV and I and a larger cast will be on Roman's channel reviewing Chud, which and next week I guess we will be doing the post-op talk about Clash in Italy.
Yep. And as was mentioned, I will be on with Roman of the Empire tomorrow, talking about the 80s classic, and I use that word very loosely, Chud. I'm glad I did not have anyone at work last night when I watched it, because I was throwing things. That movie's so fucking terrible.
Yes, he knew what it meant last week.
Yeah, we did. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. And Ego's response was just gross.
Why?
Gross. Absolutely gross.
All righty, and that will take us out. I want to wish everyone a great rest of your week. We will see you Sunday for Clash in Italy. On behalf of everyone. Sunday.
Weird.
Did your voice just break?
Because they're doing the AAA show, the Mask versus Mask show on Saturday.
Oh, did you guys see that little blurb of Undertaker being involved in AAA now? Apparently he's been involved in that the El Grande Americano storyline down there. As far as
he books the whole,
yeah,
he books the whole show.
It is the whole show too. I saw about the El Grande Americano part into the whole show.
No, he books the whole show. Watch the end. Watch the end thing. You'll see executive producers Paul Levesque, Lee Fitting, Mark Calloway.
Cool. Huh.
So once again, on behalf of everyone, keep talking, keep smiling. Until next week. Oh, I forgot this. Hold on. What? Not yet. Hold on. Now, stay safe and always have fun.
And here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Ah!